This is the plaintiff, Sean Murphy. He says he lived in the defendant's apartment building for over 10 years, and one would think she wouldn't nickel and dime him over the security after all they've been through. She's basically making stuff up. He's angry and is asking the judge for double the amount he's owed, which his state says he can do. So he's suing for $1,300, the amount he's owed. This is the defendant, Peggy Totoli. She says she doesn't think the plaintiff has a case in any sense of the word. The guy left mounds of garbage in the place. She has pictures, and there isn't a judge in all the land that will side with the plaintiff when she shows her evidence. Bottom line, she returned what the guy is owed and won't give him a penny more without putting up a fight. She's accused of being cheap.
Sean Murphy, you are suing Peggy Totoli, your former landlord, and Summer Realty LLC. Is that your corporation?
Yes, it is.
Okay. For $1,300, double the $650 that she is still withholding of your security deposit, correct?
That's correct.
Now, you rented an apartment from her for how long?
That's about 11 years.
11 years, okay. And would he pay on time? Was he a good tenant?
Not always, no. I have a lot of copies of late notices. He was late a lot of times.
And how late would he end up getting?
At one point, he was probably a month and a half in the rears,
Okay.
2 months in the rears.
But never enough where you went to eviction court over him or anything?
No.
Okay, so now it's run its course for you, the magic is gone, and you decide you want to move on. Did you do a walkthrough?
I did a walkthrough on a video. I asked her to come and take a look at the apartment. She said it wasn't necessary due to the fact I was there so long. She expected there to be some wear and tear. So I believe the apartment was left very good. And just to be safe, I took a video myself.
At the time that you leave, are you under the impression you're getting your security deposit?
Yes.
And what happens?
I got a notice, which I have here, of a bunch of deductions she took and what she claimed was wrong and how much she was deducting for each thing.
Okay, now how much was your total security deposit?
Originally it was $1,200 that accumulated interest over the 11 years.
Okay, what's going on? Let me hear from you.
I reminded him that we have 4 dumpsters in the rear of the property that are for household trash, and furniture those arrangements, if you're disposing of furniture and large items, you must make those arrangements with the town and put them out at the correct evening for town pickup. So after he vacated, I got a call the next day from the town. They had posted a notice, but since I don't reside there, they also called me and told me that there was furniture out on the wrong night in front of the property, that I had to go remove it.
What kind of furniture?
I have pictures, mattresses, mattress and box spring, and a nightstand.
Okay, can I see that? Did you leave all that stuff out on the curb?
She called me the day that she asked me if I left anything by her dumpster, and I said, yes, I did, and she said...
This is a picture of 1 nightstand and 2 mattresses. Is that what was out there?
Yes.
Okay, so go on.
Okay, so she said, well, call the town up. The town takes bulk items.
Yeah. So did you call the town out?
I did, and they said it's not considered bulk items, that it would go out with it would be collected with the regular trash.
2 mattresses and a piece of furniture are not considered bulk items?
According to the town of Kearney, according to what I was told.
Okay, you have that in writing somewhere? Because that sounds awful crazy.
So can she deduct the cost of hiring the guy to remove the mattress?
Yes.
Why?
She's the landlord.
But she's hiring guys and deducting security. Can she do that?
Yes.
Because he shouldn't have left it, right?
Yeah, she shouldn't have left it, and it's trash. She want a neighborhood look nice.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
You send him a letter, and in it you say that your security deposit is $1,243.48. You're talking about removing these 2 mattresses and that table. You're charging him $150. Somebody charged you $150?
I had to go do that. My time is worth money, and I have pictures.
How long did it take you to... listen, you are right. He should not leave it out there in a way that's going to fine you.
Right.
But how do you just pick out a figure like 150 arbitrarily?
I have 2 other pictures of the excessive garbage he left in the rear by the dumpsters. 4 dumpsters were overflowing, and then there was garbage all over the ground. So I had to make 3 trips there.
How do you know that was his garbage? Did you open it up, or he's the only one moving?
He told me that he left it all out there.
All right, hold on one second. There is not a mattress, the metal part, the bed, the actual
bed frame
that it rests on, and certainly goods that look like they're from somebody who's moving out. Is this your stuff?
I gotta see it.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff was mine, but it's 16 families living there, so there was a lot of bags of...
Whose is a bed frame?
The bed frame was mine.
All right, in any event. You also want to charge $125 for cleaning the oven, excessive dirt. How do you come up with that figure? You cleaned it yourself?
No, I have an employee who cleaned it. It took 3 cans of Easy Off, and it took 4 hours.
Okay.
And I
Do you
have a
the
picture
employee
of.
here?
No, I do not.
Do you have proof that you paid the employee $125 to do it?
I didn't bring
I
his
mean, you do.
paycheck.
You have to prove. Look, here's the thing. Security deposit's his money. It's not yours.
Right.
Your right under the law to lay claim to it is if you are damaged, okay? But you have to prove you're damaged.
Right. Well, the
Okay.
garbage, the $150 for the garbage is my 3 visits to the property.
And then the last item that you're keeping $300 for is to replace 2 damaged interior doors. Let's talk about that. What happened there?
There's holes in them. I have photos of the holes. I have a receipt for replacement doors, and then my employee's time to varnish, which is on the receipt with the smoke detector. We had to restain.
Okay. Say that again. What's the problem? There's that scratch right there.
No, there's a hole in that door. If you look closely, it's hard to tell it's shadowing, but there is a hole in that door, and there's a hole by the towel bar on the other door.
You mean where the towel bars are?
Right.
This is the bathroom door, and then this door, what's this door?
That's one of the bedrooms.
One of the bedrooms. Do you know which one?
Yeah, actually, I reviewed the video and I actually saw that scratch. Don't know when that scratch came from.
Okay, all right.
But
So
it's in the video
now,
also.
Let me ask you, there are some landlords who might say, geez, I've had a constant tenant there for 11 solid years, who eventually, if not always, paid his rent. There are some who might look at this and say, oh, for the love of God, aren't you being a little bit picky? And now you're going to nickel and dime him out of there? What do you say to that?
Holes in doors. I've lived in my house for 18 years. There's not a
Okay.
hole in one
Do you
door in
have
my
proof
house.
that the doors cost you $300 to replace?
I gave a receipt to the officer for the
Okay.
doors and again for my employee's time.
The doors cost $157 to replace.
Right, and then they had to be stained and hung.
Do you have your employee here again so I can find out how long it took him and figure out how you come up with your figures? Okay, let me
No.
see your video.
Quick overview of the apartment and the condition I'm leaving it in. No damage anywhere. 10 years of wear and tear on the carpet. Little mildew on the tiles, and that's it.
Here's what's going to happen. First of all, I find that you are entitled to withhold some of the security deposit for the things that you are complaining about. Not for all of the things that you are complaining about. I find you're entitled to keep 0 for cleaning an oven that you have neither brought me a picture of nor proven that it took 4 hours of Easy Off, because you neither bring me your employee and you don't bring me a picture of what you should be able to keep $125 of somebody else's money for. So you're not going to get anything for that. The interior doors we're going to put to aside a second, because I had been struggling a little bit with whether that should be considered 11 years or not 11 years of wear and tear. Now, regarding removing garbage from curbs so as to not be fined by the town, the arbitrary figure of $150 that you have picked, I do not find to be appropriate. I find it to be excessive, as I do find the arbitrary figure of $300 that you have picked, again, not proving to me how long it took. You're making it into a bigger deal than I think it is in order to keep more of his money, and you're not going to be able to do that. I'm going to allow you to keep $150 of the security deposit. As to the rest of the security deposit, how much did she send you a check for?
I think you have that amount up there.
$593.48.
Now, you are suing for double that because you live in a state that provides that when a landlord unlawfully withholds a security deposit, that you are entitled to double it. But you're under the impression that unlawfully means it's yours and she didn't give it to you, which is what I'm finding. I'm finding she took too much. Unlawfully means that she has violated the statute, the landlord-tenant statute, in some way. There's several ways she could violate it. Not putting it in an interest-bearing account, not sending you a letter saying why she's keeping it. But she didn't do any of that. So you're getting what you're actually owed as opposed to the Bonanza punishment clause. Okay? And what I find is that she owes you then, if I'm letting her keep $150 of the security deposit, that she owes you a remaining $500. $500 verdict for the plaintiff. That's my verdict.
You know, we talked about this before, but when you move out of a place, the landlord and the tenant should take pictures to protect themselves of what it looked like exactly when the tenant bailed.